Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to a code show. We're going to write some code. Don't know what it's going to be just yet. We will do it. But welcome. It has been a while. It's been a week. 7 days. I'm going to sing you a song. Check. Is that too much reverb? It's probably good amount of reverb. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. We're gonna grow our coding skills one day at a time. We're not afraid to make mistakes or fall out of line. We're gonna break things down, build them back up. We're gonna learn lots of things. It's gonna be really fun. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Hello everyone. Welcome to the show. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a while. It has been 7 days since the last stream. Hopefully next week isn't this way. I'll be honest. I've been busy, but also it's hard to wake up in the morning. It's hard to wake up in the morning. I've gotten on a different sleep schedule, so it's harder to wake up early. Yeah, and I cut my hair. I cut like that much off of my hair. Yeah, welcome. It's good to see everybody. Lazy is a relative term, but I think it's probably a good characterization. I've been lazy. Let's say that. I've been lazy. Oh, I absolutely will, Murdoch. You just let me know when it's your birthday. Definitely. Welcome, John. Finally, you're here. Okay, well, we started off the stream with a hype train, and I appreciate you all the things. Danielle with a 2-month resub, Procrastinating Watching CJ with a 5-month resub, Element here with the 4-month resub, Johira with the 4-month resub, the She Boss with the 6-month resub who says, I didn't even realize I missed my resub. Yeah. And Bob with the 6-month resub, hey, half a year. Alan Dev with a 3-month resub, and Toasted Cheese with a 6-month resub. This is about the time when everyone's resub is renewing, because I enabled affiliate on my channel 6 months ago. That's crazy. Thank you all for sticking around. We got some new subs. Welcome to Brainless Box and Sanjay and Anonymous. Thank you for that gift to Lakshman, who also has their 6-month resub. Very cool. Okay. And now. One moment. one moment. You stay right there. I'll be right back. Be nice to each other. Hello? Hello. I'm back. Sorry for the short interruption, but we're back. We're back. And what was I doing? I think I just thanked everyone. We got some new things. Thank you, Jance, for the 2 gifted subs. Instafluff with that 6-month resub. John with the 2-month resub. Fishy Coding with the 5-month resub. I appreciate you all. Shortest stream ever. My partner's car was dead. It wouldn't start, so I had to go find. We have a portable battery thingy. Hey, Newen, thank you for that 3-month resub, which is I think a worthwhile investment. It's a standalone battery thingy that you can actually jump a car with, and you don't need a separate car to jump a car. We solved the problem. Yes. Yeah, my partner hasn't driven her car in like probably a week, but she left the dash cam plugged in, so it drained the battery. Yeah, battery thingy. She-Boss, thank you for that gifted sub. Yeah, they're extremely nice, and they help you out when you're in a pinch too. Like if you don't have anybody that can come jump your car. Yeah, a booster. Yeah, something like that. Battery charger. Yeah, it's a must-have for sure. Yeah. Usually code reviews are just like first come, first serve, but I've realized that that's not the fairest way to do things, mainly because there's so many people that want it. We're not going to do code reviews today, mainly because I want to do other things, but we're going to try to figure out a better system, because yeah, it could be like you could submit your code review like a week ahead of time or something like that, just so you can get in line. I don't know. All right. Can anyone remind me, like, what was I doing right when I left? I'm pretty sure I was just thanking people, right? I'm pretty sure that's all I was doing. Yeah, just, okay. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around. Join me in playing the drop game. So if you're new here, this is the thing you can do. You can type !drop me, and it will drop your avatar just like that. And if it lands in the garden, you'll get your name, just like Sunket. You can also drop emotes and emojis, and the inventor of the drop game is in the chat right now. Do we have a fluff command? There it is. Yeah, check out Instafluff, who just did their 6-month resub. Thank you very much, Instafluff. But Instafluff has the drop game on his show too. I made my own version. Look him. He's dropping. There he is. And good job, Jelly. There were quite a few like center drops. The closer you are to the center, the larger your name will be and seedling will be. Yeah. Async Squirrel. Good job. Shines love right in the middle. So you can play that. You can play that game throughout. Yeah, and of course Instafluff. Of course, I haven't been able to. I've been so busy. And also, I was talking about earlier. I've also been lazy, but I have not been able to watch your show, and I apologize. But you all should go watch the Instafluff show. Need to finish the new drop game. I think that'll be one of the options of something that we work on today. So that's basically what we're going to do. We have no plan. We're going to vote on what we should work on. This will be a roughly 2-hour stream, and then I got to go to work because today is Friday. All right, there's that. I'm not here often, but it's good to be here. Well, thank you, Caprice. Yeah. All right. How does my overlay work? Let's talk about that next. I'm a little rusty. It's been a week since I streamed. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What do I do with my hands? So in my overlay, you can see that some people have their country flag set. They also have a team badge. You can see that Crazy Alex is from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and they have the PHP team. And Ingy Berman's from the same place, and they have this logo, which I don't know what it is. We're about to say hello, Ingy Berman, but I apologize. It's unfortunate that your computer crashed. How you manage to get up early? If my body allows it. Today was like the first day that I actually woke up early in a very long time. I've been sleeping in till like 10 minutes before my first meeting at work because I have like a stand-up meeting at 9 every day. Yeah. But oh yeah, Onitama is another option as well. Remind me whenever we create the list of things to vote on. But how can you set your things in the overlay? I will tell you right now. So in the chat, you can type !country followed by your 2-character country code. List of all the countries is there. That'll set your flag. And you can go here to choose a team. And InstaFluff said something, and I want to read it. What did he say? Same. The sun rises so late here, and now that's fall. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's been weird, sort of. I stay at home mostly anyways, but with the pandemic, I'm at home and also anyways. But I have a less of an idea of like when it's dark or light. I don't know. But you can go to this page, choose any team that's here. I'm going to go with the Bandcamp team. Bandcamp's really cool if you haven't heard of it. Independent artists can upload songs and music and stuff like that. It's really cool. There's a lot of interesting discoveries you can make here. Also, non-independent artists upload there as well. But pick a name from this page, and then you can set your team. And then you say team, whatever you choose, and then it shows up. Technically, I don't need one, but what? I see. Oh, I see. Your message. Yeah, it's there. What's up, Slick Will? Thank you for the 300 bits. Can I donate code reviews? Is that what you just asked? You mean like with your seedlings? I don't think we're going to do code reviews today. But yeah. Team View, thanks to me. Well, that's great, Jellyman. What else? Oh yeah, you can set your pronouns. That's a new thing. So you can see that Jellyman has their pronouns set to they, them, theirs. And who else? The She Boss has their pronouns set to she, her, hers. Mine are set to he, him, his. And you can set yours too. So the list of possible pronouns are here. She, he, they, they, co, none, they, hi, it, one, em, or yo. If you have a preferred pronoun that is not in this list, send me a DM on Discord or Twitch. We can get it added to the list. But pick a pronoun from this list and then type !pronouns or !pronoun followed by your preferred one. So for me, it's he, and then it'll get added just like that. Hey, who are you? Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. How are some people's usernames a different color in CJ's chat? That's just a Twitch setting. So if you click this button and then you click on your name, I think, down here you can choose your color. And my overlay will use this color, whatever color you choose, if it has a good contrast with my purple background. But if it doesn't, then it's going to attempt to change it to make it have a better contrast. So probably the best contrast is if you set your username color to be the color of my background. It'll just be totally opposite contrast because of my codes. Yeah. Well, thank you, Decilinox. Yeah, and I think like we're friendly around here, and I don't want to offend anyone. Ballless play. Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. So for me, like it helps me, just to know what people prefer, and because we like to say hi, we welcome everybody in, all that good stuff. Okay, last thing, you can set your status. You can see that ACM has their status set to never gonna give coding up, never gonna let coding down. I almost thought that we got rickrolled for a second, but it's a slight rickroll. Ninja Berman says their status is chat paused due to scroll. And what else? A Magical Bird has their status as sure C Web is cool, but JavaScript is cooler. Nice. Do I know anything about making a simple tiny framework like Vue, for example? Just a simple one. Yeah, just quick aside. If you go to my personal GitHub, not my Coding Garden GitHub, years ago, is this it? C.js? Yeah, this is it. 3 years ago, I made a simple JavaScript MVC framework. The tagline used to be, yeah, here it is. A simple JavaScript MVC framework that no one should use. This you can look at the code to see how it's built. You can add like components and stuff like that. And then I built a very similar thing live at a meetup talk. If you search for Coding Garden, wait, does that video play? Stop it. Coding Garden MVC Vanilla. This one. This is actually a really fun time. So this was recorded in front of a live studio audience. It wasn't a studio, it was a meetup space. And everybody was either very drunk or just there to have a good time. So when something exciting happens, like a div appears on the screen, the crowd goes wild, and it's actually pretty fun. But the actual content of the presentation is creating an MVC framework from scratch, and also creating a client-side router, and a few other things. But check that out. Someone hire me, please. Well, Bob's a mod here. I have no problem shouting out Bob. As far as I know about Bob, they are going to be graduating with a computer science degree very soon. Their name is Bob, and they're pretty nice, and they're a founder of my channel. So if you're looking to hire somebody, check them out. Okay, I missed some things. How is your computer that hot? This is in Fahrenheit. This is not Celsius. What's 157 F to C? Well, that's not right. F to C. 69 degrees Celsius. That is what my CPU is at right now. Yeah, the LED, the whole LED is gone right now. I had to rearrange things when I did my game stream the other day. Yeah. Okay. Nah, stop it. Okay, yeah, let's show you how to set your status. So, whatever status you set should be safe for work. It should be appropriate. But if it's not, then you will potentially be timed out or banned. So be nice. If you do exclamation mark, set status to whatever you want your status to be. So CJ is trying his best. And then we'll do this one. So if you set your status, it's going to appear below all of your messages. Fun fact, negative 40 degrees Celsius is equal to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. I would hope that no one does anything that's not safe for work or inappropriate, because but there are a lot of mods here. The mods are working hard. Can we get some hearts in the chat for the mods? They're doing everything they can to keep the Coding Garden a safe and welcoming place. Yeah. Put CJ Founder on my resume. No, here's the thing. Mods of the Coding Garden could put that on their resume. They could say they are a mod of a channel that right now has 322 people watching. And Koozie, thank you for that 2-month resub. Or no, tier 2 resub. Everything's gonna be all right. Thank you very much, Koozie. Appreciate the kind words. How many months was that? 6 months. There we go. The overlay didn't say, but that was 6 months. Wow. Tier 2. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. So they're mods of this live channel. Updating my resume now, but they're also mods of the Discord, which has like 4,500 people in it. Julian, thank you for the 50 bits. Okay, I think that's it. I think that is introduction to my stream. Let's make a list of things to vote on. I'm just gonna do this in here. Still processing the new here. Yeah, I actually have a beanie on, but it's slid back. I don't know. You know what I did? So my hair was like down to here, right? Hey, Masapa, thank you for that 2-month resub. Have a nice weekend. You too. You too. My hair was down to here. And then like 2 nights ago, I was like, oh, and also my hair, it was like very fried from like here down. Can we vote beanie or no beanie? No, that's my decision. I will not put that in the hands of the viewers. But I put my hair into a ponytail and just like snipped it off, and this is what we're left with. I did no further adjustments afterwards. Okay. Things to vote on. Considering my retail background, you should get into coding, Murdoch. 38 Twitch and Discord channels, 670,000 viewers. Wow. Yeah, we could do Clash of Code. And hey, Jim McDonald, thank you for that 5-month resub. I appreciate you. Yeah, so sure, Clash of Code. We could work on the view. I don't know why caps lock is on. Jakob with the 50 bits. Less streaming, more time for crazy stuff. How to sort out SEO with React. I haven't really done that. I'll say that. It's possible, but I haven't done it. View Reddit client. View 3 Reddit client. We'll go back to that. We need to get the router going and stuff like that. Work on the new drop game, which is based on P5.js. Make a proper project today. Yeah, so, I mean, and that's the other thing that I've been thinking about in all of my off time is, like, there are projects that we have not finished, right? So, one option was the Onitama TDD game engine. Exclamation mark Onitama in the chat if you want to know more about Onitama. But we left off with like a really solid base of tests, but we haven't actually got into the game logic yet. So we could pick up there. And hey, Sam Charles, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. We'll win the vote if it's first and in caps. Well, let's make it all lowercase. And yeah. Yeah, and so then there's the inventory app, which, I mean, we've made a lot of progress on, but it's hard. It's some of these things are hard to work on stream, because one, they're maybe not that popular and people don't want to watch, or two, people have a lot of opinions, and so it results in a lot of discussion instead of writing actual code, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, so things like inventory app and entropy chat, they both kind of fall into those two categories. And then the other thing about entropy chat is because it is potentially no, don't say that, Mr. Demon Wolf. It is not dead. There's always a chance to revive it. It's not dead. There's no need to revive it. We just go work on it. But the main thing with entropy chat is that we need a privacy policy and we need like terms of service. If we want to make this something that people use to chat and stuff like that. And that's not necessarily something I want to work on stream. We need lawyers, basically. Entropy chat isn't dead. It's just been sitting in the corner and hasn't moved in a while, but that doesn't mean it's dead. Yeah. What about a mobile app? Well, actually one thing is there is a Coding Garden mobile app that's in alpha. Written in Ionic. But the Twitch embed is currently broken, so I could fix that. Yeah, there's a mobile app. Literally the only thing it's used for is to send a push notification. A desktop app with Vue 3 and Electron. I kind of want to pick from some of the existing stuff, just because there's just so much. Like, I will admit, it is often more fun to start new things than it is to finish the things that we've already been working on. But, yeah. Yeah. So we need to fix the Twitch embed. You're a lawyer. What? How many options do we have in the poll? 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 5 options. This is 5. Can anybody think of anything else that could potentially replace one of these things in the list of things to vote on? This is me without my beanie on. Man, I guess I could leave it. Inventory app? I'm gonna veto it. I'm gonna veto it. Honestly, the inventory app just feels like it would be work right now instead of being. And no, it's not bad. It's actually one of the largest APIs I've built on stream and probably one of the most complex with the most complex relationships. So yeah. Ranked voting. Let's play. No, I am not opposed to that. Honestly, I'm going to remove this one from the list because I haven't touched that in a while. I don't know. Rocket League. Actually, I'm vetoing it with my own. I will... Instead of a coding stream, you can watch me play Don't Starve for like 3 hours. I can play that game for hours. Actually, we could do Don't Starve together, and anybody that has an account could join the server. Yeah. And we're a variety stream of sorts here, I guess. I don't know. We do a lot of code. I did not cancel my GeoGuessr trial. I saw like a charge the other day. I was like, oh yeah. How about I just put games? play games. And play Among Us. I actually have not. I've only watched other people play. I haven't played it myself. Okay, this is it. This is the list of things. We're going to vote, and then half of the people are going to leave because they're not going to like the answer to the vote. What to do? So, first option is view 3 Reddit client. So we already have like the basic Reddit client. Here it is. I think it defaults to... Actually, it defaults to the front page now. Yeah. But you can put in a subreddit like r/JavaScript, and we have autocomplete, so it searches across subreddits. You can choose a subreddit, and then it'll load the information for that subreddit. But as you can see, we're missing a lot. We need to show like upvotes, downvotes, day number, the time posted, the number of points, all of that good stuff. So we'll continue working on that. We also need to fix like video embeds and certain types of image embeds. The other thing is we have a new drop game. So the drop game that you see on the screen right now is very old. It's almost like a year old at this point. And we've started a new, like a total rewrite that uses P5.js, which is a creative coding JavaScript library. And we're getting close on that. So we've got drops working. Last time we added a garden area, and when someone lands, their avatar or their whatever they dropped turns green. And we need to add seedlings and names and stuff like that. And Acid Spark, that is awesome. Who says their wife is being sent home from the hospital today. That's great. Congrats. That must be very exciting. Very old, says Olaf. Okay, so what else? Onitama. Yeah. So Onitama TDD game engine. Cool. We have enough characters to type that whole thing. But yeah, Onitama is a really cool game. And we started that a while ago. It doesn't matter when we started it, but in one fairly long stream, I think it was like a 6 or 7 hour stream, we basically just wrote a ton of tests that set up the whole structure in an object-oriented programming style. So we have a game board object, we have player objects, and different things like that. And you can check out the game here. It's basically like a mini version of chess, where every game potentially has different possible moves that your pieces can make, in a nutshell. And it's really fun. If you like chess, you'll like this. If you only sort of like chess, but you're not that good at chess, you'll also like this, because it's not too complicated. I'm about to do a poll, and then you'll be able to vote. So basically, if we vote on that, then we'll go back in and start building it out more, add more tests, that kind of thing. And right now, I will say it's all code. Like, there's literally no visual. Right now, it's just objects and how those objects interact. And we've written tests around that. We have no UI yet. We also could just play Clash of Code for a while. And then lastly, we could do no code and just play games. Like Don't Starve Together, or Among Us, or Rocket League. And Clash of Code is from Coding Game. And it's basically everyone gets put into the same lobby, and we all get to attempt to solve a problem at the exact same time. So there's a time limit. We're all presented with the same problem, and there are various modes. Like, you can do fastest mode, so who's the fastest to solve it. Shortest mode, who can solve it in the least number of characters in a given time limit. And then reverse mode, which is where you're given the inputs and the outputs, and you have to figure out what code to write without any prompt at all. And basically, we all get into a lobby, and so up to 100 people can join the lobby and try and compete in coding. And Mr. Dev King, thank you for that 3-month resub, who says, you are amazing. Cool. I'm going to allow additional votes. 100 bits per vote. 'Cause money, money. All right. How long should this be? 3 minutes? 2 minutes? 5 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. The she-boss is like, I mean, sometimes these problems can be very hard, but we always learn something. It's a little bit, it is competitive, but I always say you're kind of competing with yourself when you do this, because it doesn't matter what everyone else does. Like, if you can solve it, that's great. Too many choices! 12 minutes. Oh, we're gonna go with 2 minutes. All right, let's go. So you can vote now. If you're on mobile, I think you can click at the top. You should be able to see the poll. If you're on desktop, you should see this. And I believe you can also do /vote, followed by the index, which is not 0 based. So this is option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can do /vote with the option that you've chosen. Yes, exactly. Oh, we didn't say hi to everybody. Did anybody try to remind me that we didn't say hi to everybody? Maxo Sturven, thank you very much for that 2-month resub. Let's see. Just got an offer for a new job because of my Node.js and React tutorials. Greatly appreciated, and keep it up. Hey, Maxo, you got that job offer because you put in the work. All I did was show you a thing. But congrats, that's really good to hear. All right, let's say hi to everybody while this is happening. I mean, that honestly, can I make the poll last longer? All right, we'll have whatever the top 2 or top 3 are, we'll have a vote off of those. But I'll say hi to everybody. Let's say hi. Usually I don't forget to do this, but I'm a little bit. I'm forgetful today, but if you say these things in the chat: hi, hello, hey, morning, afternoon, evening, howdy, good day, William Cameron, thank you for that 4-month resub. Hey, CJ and everyone, hope you're having a nice day. It's pretty good. And Sweaterell with that Twitch Prime resub. Love the channel, but don't get to watch live often. What else did you say? Keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much, Swede. Much appreciated. Firestrand, what's up? Okay. Good day. Coding Hio. Vohio, or Bogahay. Yeah, I am a bit out of focus, and I don't know what to do about it. I just have a camcorder. I haven't really messed with the settings. Looks like Vue 3 Reddit client 1. That's pretty cool. But can we see all the things? Yeah. So it was a toss up between Vue 3 Reddit client and Clash of Code. Now, here's the thing. If you combine all of the votes below, they don't add up to as many people voted for Vue 3 Reddit client. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that Vue 3 Reddit client won. And I'm okay with this decision. Shines Love with 1,000 bits? I didn't even see that. Thank you, Shines Love. Wow. Oh, so that added 10 votes? Lime Oats, thank you for the Twitch Prime resub. I guess Shines Love added 10. Thank you. Thank you very much. 40, 50... Yeah, sneaking in with 1,000 bits, but even so, I think it's still, we're going to work on the View 3 Reddit client today. That's what we're going to do. So let me update my title. Great. And we'll update the, oh geez, pressing buttons. That's not a fair poll. This is, we live in a society. This is the world we live in. Yeah, okay. Today. Working on the View 3 Reddit client, and then I will link to the source code because it's on GitHub. View, oh yeah, it's here. We have the View 3 Appstravaganza repo with a bunch of different View 3 apps, and then this is the one where all the code is. View the code here. I didn't even mean to do that. Cool. Cool. So that updates the working on command. We'll get back to that in a second, and we need to say hi to everybody. Okay, so if you say any of these things in the chat, I will acknowledge you. We're gonna do a bit of a speed round just so we can get into this. I was the first person to say hello today, so congrats to me. We're gonna set a 5-minute timer, and we're just gonna fly by. If you asked a question or said something very long in your hello, I don't think I'm gonna have a chance to read it, and I apologize. Because I probably only have like another hour and a half left in the stream. So we're going to say hi as fast as possible, and then we're going to write some code. What's up, Guan the Third and CBA and Proxin and FV Bombel and Kavasho? How's it going? Hello, Unfair. And the Mixu and Async Squirrel. I'm doing good. What's up, Casper and Coding with Fun and Shines Love and Doc and Brainless Box. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Deb Terp. And NG Berman, who's watching some of my old Newbie Tuesday streams. Nice. Nice. Yeah, those were fun. What's up, Mark and Gray Alliances and Murdoch? How's it going? Hello, Newin. And my name is Infy. Hello. Hello, hello. Vicious, good morning. What's up, Mo Saeed and Binary Viking and Nubin and Message Hub says, hello, guys. Looking forward to the session. Nice. Thanks for being here. What's up, Pat Dev and Danielle and Two Fox? And what's up, ACM and Someone Amazing and Butterfly and Richard Rodriguez? Welcome. Hello. Good morning. What's up, Caprice? And Blackberry. And Patatis Grizzin. Hello, hello. What's up, Anger Pradana? And Eternal Dev Coder. Not Goder. What? Eternal Dev Coder. Hello. Thanks for being here. What's up? Art Libitum. And the She-Boss. And Sanjay. Hello, Ratkif. And Lakshman, who says, how are you catching the live stream after a long time? Yeah. Thanks for being here. I'm doing pretty good. What's up, Cobra James? And Phil the Dev. Been missing your streams. Thanks for being here. What's up, Drax Codes? And Tuzo and Kurdo and Lou and Golden Way says, how's life? I think that how you use programming to customize and how we can interact with the stream is really cool, and I want to look into trying to do the same. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. And for anybody else that is, I'm not saying that you're new here, but I'm saying anybody that's new here, first of all, check out the frequently asked questions. We haven't mentioned that today. We have a big, long list of all the things that are asked pretty often, but what I will point you to is, so this is the frequently asked questions, but in this same repo, there's this file, Overlays and Chat Manager, and this breaks down all of the things that are happening on my screen. And so there's a link to the code for the overlays, and there's also links to the YouTube videos, which are archives of the live stream where I built those specific things. So you can check that out. There you go. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for the kind words. What's up, Olaf and Luciano and Unloved Slug? Hello, hello. What's up, Avi? And Kabanks and Dario and Acelera and Ice Cream Tango and Artis and Toasted Cheeses. Julian, thank you. How's it going? What's up, DJ McMuffin and Octrate and V-Shop? Hello, hello. What's up, Joidius and Lethenberg and Mythic Soul and El Riva and it's Chip and Slim and Hugodos. Watching your Lightsail videos inspired me to set up my own DigitalOcean server from scratch instead of using Heroku. Nice. I will say, don't take it lightly though. Make sure you look into the security implications and make sure you lock things down, because that's basically what you have to do if you're setting up your own server instead of using something like Heroku. But I'm glad you did it. Congrats. What's up, The Extreme Person, and Krampus, and Zion, and Darkhan, and Fishy Coding, and Darkslayer, and Dynamic Voyage? Did I spend all week on the song? Oh, I've had that song for a very long time. If you can go back into the Coding Garden archives, yeah, that intro song. What's up, Roger, and TF Jonestown? Reminds me of being 12 again in Sunday morning cartoons. I think this is when I did like the intro song earlier. What's up, Miguel, and Bite Pusher A, and Ravel? What's up, X Palma, and Aziki, and Imrar, and John? Hello, Instafluff. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Limeoats? I had to implement an asynchronous for each function yesterday, and it was tricky. Have you ever run into the need to do that? Yeah, you don't use for each. You use a map, and you promise.all it, for the most part. Yeah, something like that. What's up, Mr. Django, and Martin Cluck, and Slake, and Katoli, and Folky Bits, and Huar, and Jamacid, and Nico Skaus? I'm going to answer this question really quick because it's related to what I talked about in terms of setting up your own server. Are there any positives to setting up your own server? The fact that it's your own server and you can do literally whatever you want. It's a computer. It has thousands of ports available. You could potentially spin up thousands of different applications and then use something like Nginx to map each of those different applications running on a different port to a different domain or subdomain. Now, realistically, you probably wouldn't have enough resources to do that, but it is possible. With something like Heroku, you have no idea what kind of server it's even running on. You just say, hey, Heroku, here's my code, please host it, and they do that for you. Whereas if you have your own server, you can do everything yourself. So, and what's up, Nico Skaus? And I Pizza Boy, and Just Shut It Down. And that was our 5 minutes. And sadly, we're not even halfway through. So we're going to have to put another 5 minutes on the clock. I don't think we're going to be here for another 5 minutes, but we got more people to say hi to. That we were just getting started. Just Shut It Down. How's it going? What's up, A Magical Bird, and Rogue Soul, and Masapa, and Dobby, and Jay Getachu, and GM Awesome, and Keebler, and Germented, and Sauna, and Yakov? What's up, Cheo, and It's J Phils? Hello, hello. What's up, D2, and Kuzi, and Ims, and Caloreza, and Battlefame, and Nookie and Dash Chris, and Merc, and Katiko, and Mr. Dev King, and Nerdophile. Oh, thank you. Got a haircut. Thank you. Is Lightsail good? I use Lightsail. I like it. What's up, Cat and Jack, and Richard Me, and Function Jarvis, and Recently Online, and T2HO, and what's up, Death Chagar, and Skrr, and what's up, Porous Man, and Stratus First, and Robin, and Gwenard, and Mr. Biscuit, and what's up, Lowen, and Five-Strand Bogahay, what's up, Trebery, and Wesamj, and Bob's Paradox, and Impan, and Silver Mango, and Pritmshk. You're a bit out of focus. Oh yeah, we read that earlier. You're not wrong, but I don't think I'm going to try and fix it right now. What's up, Victor? And Schneek, and Jeff, and Darn Spotted Cat, and Yuke, and DS Legends, and Sequel Gordster, and Marlon. Hello, hello. I have an interview today. Ooh. Well, good luck. But you don't need it, because you know what you know, and you're going to do fine. And you got this interview. Like, you did what was required to get in the door to the interview, and that was you. You did that. So, now it's all downhill from here. Just show up, show them what you got. That's it. What's up, Shiyu, and Nick Roy, and Reloading, and Thite, and Medlabs, and Layer, and DQ King, DQ Kev, and Kryptonian, and Flag, and Netty Socket, and Black Claw, and Not Yet Implemented. What's up, JK Tromans? Glad to finally make a live stream. Nice, thanks for being here. What's up, The Real Pygon? Hello, hello. What's up, Skrasco, and Matthew, and the Omni King, and Mr. Development. In my country, we have a drink called Terre. Terre? Terre. It's a cold tea with yerba mate. Nice. Yeah. And what's up, Jim McDonald and King Rapula? Yes. El Fishy is confused. I will unconfuse you right now. So currently, this chat that you see over here is filtered via this regular expression. Word boundary: hi, or hello, or hey, or morning, or afternoon, or evening, or howdy, or good day. Coding hi-o, vohio, or boga hey, word boundary. So if you say any of these words, my chat over here is currently filtered to that. So if I have not said hi to you yet, you can say hi just like this, and it will pop up. What's up, College Master? I had an interview, and the moment I told them I didn't have 3 to 5 years experience, the interview quickly wrapped everything up. So if I were interviewing you, I would at least give you a chance, because Not everything is about experience. Some things are about experience, but you know. But what's up, Whoopty and Hebus and WBW and V4 Vrenny. So yeah, this is filtered and this is live. This is real time. So I leave this open just so people know that this is live. This is not pre-recorded. This is happening right now, or at least with a small delay to wherever you are in the world. So yeah, that's what's happening. And I'm about to remove the filter and we'll just get into it. What's up, Wampus Dev and Toyo Dev? Cosmo says, I want to learn more about web components. Polymer and Let elements are a good start. Yeah, definitely. Web components specifically, yes. Yes. What's up, Marco? I'm being considered for a senior position thanks to your React videos. A lot of people are saying this today. All I did was I showed you a thing. You took it the rest of the way. It's not, I mean, I guess it was one part of it, and I appreciate you for calling me out for it, but if it's a senior position, it's also because of your background and what you've done to get in what you've done in your life to get to this point. And so congrats, Marco. But I thank you for the kind words. What's up, David and Pranish and GB Dream? Just listening while I'm in planning. Nice. Is anybody else in a meeting right now? Just type 1 if you are supposed to be doing something else right now, but you're actually here. Oh no, Wanma. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Look at all the people that are slacking off from work right now, or something else. But well, yeah, Wanma. Glad to hear that you're feeling better. Glad to hear you back at home. And Sonia, thank you for that resub. Do I also interview candidates? I do. It's very possible. Like, I don't know if the people I've interviewed know that I do this. They haven't said anything if they know. Also, I feel like always one. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Bucket Leak. I appreciate the kind words. IT is boring today. All right, that's our second 5-minute timer. Let's write some code. Can you pay me for a project? No. Yeah, I don't do. You could potentially go through the company I work for and. I mean, you'd have to go through sales and different things like that, and eventually I would be potentially one of the devs that architects or develops your project. But I do not work. And it's in the frequently asked questions. Right here. Are you looking for work? Will you build X app for me? No. The answer is no. But I appreciate you asking. If they mention it, would that give them an advantage? No, I think it would make me honestly feel a little bit more awkward because they already know me, but I have no idea who they are. I mean, in a way, they know who I am on stream, right? Which is weird, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's start coding. So what I mentioned was this is the app that we're working on, this Vue 3 Reddit client. You can actually go to the site right here. And if you've never heard of Reddit, it is, I mean, I don't know what I was going to say about it. It's a place where people share links, images. I mean, it's slowly turning into something like Facebook or Instagram. Whereas it used to be a place for discussion, it used to be a place where the majority of the things that you find on the internet would appear first. It's kind of not that way anymore. But regardless, it's still pretty cool. They have little communities called subreddits. So it's a place. And so when you go to reddit.com, you're presented with what's known as the front page. And in my front page, well, actually, no, it's not. Never mind. Because I'm logged in right now, this is showing my subscribed to subreddits. If you go to r/all, this is basically what we're showing on our homepage right now. So you can see here, this is the title and the image that we showed over here. So it's basically that feed for r/all, and then you can go to a specific subreddit. And subreddits are like little communities. So r/JavaScript is a community of people that share links about JavaScript and ask questions about JavaScript and talk about JavaScript. So it's all JavaScript related things. And so on here, if you search for a subreddit like JavaScript, first of all, we have this autocomplete that kind of like searches, hits the Reddit API to get a list of subreddits while you're typing. And so we could go to the subreddit like JavaScript tips, and then we could see the post here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there have been some conspiracy theories. Actually, I mean, I don't even think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's very valid because every time I click a link on mobile that is a Reddit link, you always get that pop-up that says, do you want to continue in the app or do you want to continue here in your browser? And I always want to continue in the browser. For whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know. It just turned political. No. What's up, Fantasy Teapot? But there was a post recently talking about how like the Reddit app has millions of downloads. And the reason being is they force so many people to download the app. Hey, no worries, Murdoch. Be safe out there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you've watched my channel, Message Hub, you'll know that I don't usually care about money. I mean, it was really weird for me to enable bits-based voting today. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I've been watching the show Halt and Catch Fire. And hey, Turtle Monkey, thank you for that 4-month resub. Appreciate you. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good show. It's a drama, but it's based around technologies and startups, and it's a really good storyline. And it's kind of like an alternate history, where you have all these fake characters and fake companies. Yeah. So, but it's not Compaq itself. So like the first company that's being founded, is kind of like Compaq, which I don't know, was Compaq the one that did that? They built the first IBM compatible PC. And so this is about like that story, but then if you get into the later seasons, they follow a company that like starts a game company, and then they start like an online chat company, and this is like a predecessor to like IRC and stuff like that. And hey, Unloved Slug, thank you for that Twitch Prime resub. Thanks for the quality content. You're very welcome. Where can you watch the show? It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, and then it gets into like later 80s. What was the next company they did? Where the internet was just starting to become well, not even the internet, like the NSF net, like, and actually I don't know if is that a real thing? So here's the thing, it's like mixed with real, yeah, the National Science Foundation Network. Like this was the precursor to the internet. It was basically like the first, one of the first network of connected computers, and then, but part of the series is people have an idea of like how it will become the internet, and they form a company around it. And then later on, they start like a company called Comet, which is it seems very similar to how like Yahoo started. I don't know. It's a great series, and I just talked about it for a very long time. Yeah, so Mr. Robot is another one that I really like because it's extremely accurate. For the most part, this is also very accurate. Like if you see code on their screen, or if they're talking about technical things, it's not like techno babble. For the most part, they did their research. Why am I talking about that? Somebody asked me something. Oh yeah, because of money. And so part of the show, like part of the drama in the show is like if a company is someone's attempting to acquire a company, or you have to decide like, do you want to keep working on the thing that you're working on, or do you actually just want to give it up and take the money? How can you make money? Like, right, how can you monetize a business and stuff like that? And so somebody mentioned that they're making millions, and it made me think of that. I don't know. Let's write some code. I keep saying that. Let's write some code. So this is the app that we've built. We need to do some things. I think the first thing we're going to do is just make this card look better, right? We need to add more info to it. So we can add things like time ago, like the date posted. We can show the number of comments. And basically, we can make it look a little bit more like this instead of just showing the title in the comments. If I watch Devs, haven't heard of it. Fix the embeds? We'll do that next. Let me make a quick to-do list. Gzipped is a type of compression. And so web servers, whenever they're serving up content, like when you go to this, well, it's likely that the CDN that serves this up is it gzips it. But when you go to this web page, it has to download some assets, right? It needs the JavaScript files, it needs the HTML, it needs the CSS. And so the static server will compress those files before sending it to the client with gzip compression, and then the browser actually decompresses them before being able to use and display them. And then somebody asked about Surge. This is a place where you can publish static websites for free. You install a CLI tool, and then you can just deploy things. Yeah. Okay, let's make a to-do list. We need to go into the Vue 3 Appstravaganza, and then go into the Reddit client. Okay. The new Twitch font is so disgusting. Is it Twitch, or is it like a Twitch plugin? I don't know. Okay, so do we have a to-do list? To do. Oh, well, we've done this. We've done this. We haven't done a search yet. We've done autocomplete subreddit search. And then we probably want to set up at some point a general search, but we did this. But what we're going to do right now is add more details to the card, right? We're going to add number of comments, points, all of that good stuff. After that, we'll work on the, I think we'll work on the image embed. So basically what we're doing right now is some very rudimentary detection of, is the thing that was shared an image? And if it was, show it, but we can do better. And there are some images that aren't showing up. So we'll work on that next. But right now, let's just add more details to the card. So I'll break down the app for you real quick. We have our app.view at the top level. I think we decided to use materialize CSS. And this is Vue 3, but regardless, so we're bringing in the navbar component. So that's the navbar you see at the top. That's how we do the searching for a subreddit. We then have a container div with the router inside of it. And the router loads the specific, well, right now it's just the home page. I think eventually we want to set up routing so that you could do like /r/JavaScript or something like that, and that would automatically go to the JavaScript subreddit. Right now that doesn't work. Yeah. And so yeah, we have the router which loads it in, and then you can see our routes here. And if you type !working on in the chat, you can get a link to all of this source code what I'm working on right now. So there is literally just one route, the home component, and if we take a look at the home component, that loads the subreddit component, which passes down the current subreddit that is being displayed. And yeah, we showed that with the Vue 3 composition API, you can basically create your own global state very easily. So we literally, inside of our DIY store, we created a ref, which is the current subreddit that you're on. And now any component can either access or modify that. And that's our global shareable state between components. So this is where where it's stored, and then inside of a specific component, it can see what the subreddit is and use that. So in this case, the home component passes that subreddit down to the subreddit component. And then if we look at the subreddit component, it in turn, oh yeah, we were messing around last time and someone was like, hey, I heard you could use JSX in Vue. I was like, yeah, you can. So we wrote this component with JSX. This specifically gets the name of the subreddit from its props. We wrote this custom composition function called usePosts, where you just pass in the name of a subreddit and it handles calling the API, managing loading state and stuff like that. Then we have a computed property, which basically does some filtering and such. And Ratkiv Venerum, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate you. It's possible to do dependency injection, but I don't like in general, I don't like the dependency injection pattern. It creates too much magic. Like for new people coming into the code base, it's kind of hard to determine like where those things actually come from. I don't like dependency injection. You just, and I think in this case, why is this complaining? Unexpected new line. I could do that. Yeah, it's fine. But in this case, if you need something, you just import it in, and that's a lot more explicit. So I do prefer to do things like that. But you can see this is a computed property we created, which basically takes the data from the posts, which is hidden behind that hook there, filters out anything that is inappropriate, and then returns the underlying data for each item. And so this is the composition API here, the idea that we can like use these hooks, like a custom hook or a computer or some of the built-in ones. And Llama, thank you for that resub, or that sub. Did you sub before following? Yeah, thank you, Llama, for that Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate you. Okay, so we do all of our hook stuff here. We return here, and then whatever is returned here becomes available inside of our template. Now, this component, we're using JSX, which is typically you see associated with React, but it's not. JSX is not a React thing. JSX is the ability to write code that looks like HTML inside of your JavaScript, which eventually will be transpiled to just function calls. But basically, this is our render function. This returns a virtual DOM tree, and it can use those posts in the state that we have defined in our setup function. And so this shows a loading bar if we're loading. That's basically what we see when we first load this website. That loading bar, it's kind of ugly right now but you could see it. But for a split second, you see this loading. That's the loading state. And then if there's an error, we show an error, and then we have the posts, and for every post, we have a Reddit post component. And so if we look at the Reddit post component, this is the thing that we're about to work on. So this is the card that shows the title and all of that other stuff. Our view, excuse me, our .view file is equivalent to JSX. No. So I'll show you, this is like the more standard way of writing a view component, where you have your template, which is for the most part HTML, but you do have a little bit of handlebars if you want to use things that are on your state. And you also have special syntax for binding attributes. So basically this colon here means that Vue is going to actually resolve this expression and then set that as the attribute. And then there are a few like custom directives in Vue, like conditional rendering, like vif. And then we also have like, are we using class binding anywhere? I don't think we're using that in here, but for the most part, it's HTML with a few extra things added in. And this template has access to things that are defined inside of your component. And that's where we're defining the component here in this setup function. So we have a few computed properties to determine like what the type of post is. We're attempting to figure out what the video URL is by like looking at a few properties in the object. And then because we return these three things, is video, is image, and video URL, those three things are accessible inside of the template. So is video, is image. We also get access to post because that's a prop. Yeah. Can you do JSX on the... What's Chad gonna say? we missed it. I don't think you should. I don't think. Of course, mods are not limited to slow mode, right? Finish your thought, Chad. Template. Can you do JSX on the template? No. So because the idea is JSX belongs inside of a script tag. So that what had happened was, if you look at our subreddit component, on our script tag, we set the language to be JSX, and then that allows us to use JSX inside of our render function here. Yeah, there are actually some really cool things about Vue. Like technically in our script, we could also say lang equals TSX, and then we instantly can use TypeScript with JSX. You could do CoffeeScript if you wanted to. And then same thing on your template. So on your template, you could say like language is equal to pug, and then you could use pug templating or different things like that. And we'll see you, Julian. Thanks for being here. Cool. Okay, what's the difference between export default and export default create component? Create component is a new thing provided in Vue 3 that just gives better TypeScript typings. So if you were using TypeScript, because we're just exporting an object here, TypeScript would have no idea how to give you type suggestions for the types of properties and methods that you could add to it. So they provide create component, which has typings on it for the object that you pass into it. So with create component, you can get better TypeScript integration. Because I'm not using TypeScript, I don't need to do that. But at the end of the day, it results in the same thing. Language equals PHP. Now, so there was a question earlier that asked, that they said I'm super noob or something like that. I'm sorry if you didn't say that. They said they're new, and they asked, what is a static website? I want to make very clear that all of this ultimately is just JavaScript running on the client. This is not server-side rendered. We don't have a dynamic server that is doing all of this logic. All of this is happening inside of the browser. And so when I say static website, I mean that when you go to this URL, view3redditclient.surge.sh, it's going to download some JavaScript, some HTML, and some CSS. So if you look at the network tab, we're going to look at everything. And then let's go. Wait, what did I press? Oh, not that. Cool. So we see that there are requests made here. Wait, why were these blocked? Is Privacy Badger blocking them? Try that again. Okay. So what I mean when this is a static website is all it is are files that are running inside of your browser. I do not have a backend server that is rendering these pages and returning them to the client. So when you visit this website, it downloads everything it needs to make that website run. So first of all, it downloads the HTML. That's the very first request. Is literally the I guess I just can't see the source code. Response payload, yeah. So literally the HTML for the page, and in that HTML, it has a link to some JavaScript files and some CSS files, and so then the browser makes the request for those. So we get the material font, we get our CSS, we get the vendor JavaScript, which probably includes the Vue.js library itself. We get our app, which includes all of the components that we wrote, and then we have the material CSS, and then some fonts. After that, nothing else is requested from this server, right? This server is only hosting those static files. Once the browser has those static files, everything else happens right on your computer inside of the browser. And the first thing that happens is it makes a request to Reddit. So this is a request to get the list of all the posts, and then after looking at all of those posts, we get information like images, and then we start to embed those images, so it has to make requests for those images. But by static website, I mean that there is no back-end logic for this. It's literally just static files. They're just literally files. Your browser makes a request for those files. They are what they are. They're not going to change, and then they live in the code runs and it lives inside of your web browser. So that's what I mean by static website. And it's important to know that that's what all of this is. So even though someone mentioned it looks like PHP, this is not running on a server. This gets compiled, transpiled into JavaScript that is just running inside of your web browser. How is state management handled in Vue? You can do it with these things like the computed hook or the ref hook. And then also there's this thing called Vuex, which is very similar to Redux, where you can have your state, your mutations, your actions, and then you can have submodules that all have state, mutations, and actions. And this is like your global state that can be brought into any component. Yep. When do you use computed? Why do you have computed instead of just map? The main reason is to benefit from memoization. Memoization? Basically, that value only needs to be calculated. We only need to map over that data if it changes. Where am I doing that? I think I'm doing that inside of here, yeah. So, use posts is a hook that I didn't show you the code for that yet, but basically all that does is it makes a request to the Reddit API, it gets back the data and then puts it on its own internal state, but that state is exposed right here. Now, unlike React, so in React, you would basically iterate over the array of posts after you got it back from the API inside of your render function, and you would just put that map directly inside your render function, right? But it's potentially costly, like depending on the length of that array that you're mapping over. And if you're mapping over it every time on every render, it could slow things down. And basically what this does is by putting it in a computed, it's smart, meaning that it will only need to map over that array of data if the underlying data has changed. So it maps it once, you get your returned virtual DOM, and then if that value never changes again, it doesn't have to recalculate that part of the virtual DOM tree. So with a computed, it basically knows to keep track of its dependencies. So in this case, poststates.data is its dependency. So this filter and map will only ever run if this data changes. And in our case, the data only ever changes if we switch subreddits. And so in React, this is kind of like use memo. It's like a memoized version of that data. And then we can iterate over that data here. Though I guess technically this would still map it every time. We just wouldn't need to recalculate like the filter in the map there every time. But yeah, in Vue, it's very common to use computed properties. They're extremely common. They're pretty easy for beginners to grasp, like once you use them quite often. And they automatically make your app faster, like with no work. Whereas in React, it's kind of rare to find a more junior React developer that has even heard of the use memo hook. They just map over things all day, not really caring about like saving the computed value. So yeah. Who's better, React or Django? They're just so different. Django is a backend framework. It renders things on the backend and then the rendered stuff gets returned to the client. React by itself is just something that runs inside of your web browser. If you were to compare it, you probably would compare Django to something like Next.js, which is a server-side rendered React. Yeah. We have written zero code. We're just talking. I disagree. No. I absolutely disagree. A static website means it's static files, not that it is static behavior. No. So this website, if you look at the source code, is HTML, which is a static file. And then it links to things that are also static files like this. And then the fact that it makes an API request doesn't negate the fact that it is still just a static website. That's just the behavior of JavaScript running on the page. I say static website because that's in contrast to something like a dynamic web server. So something like a PHP web server or a Python web server or a Node.js web server, which potentially changes the returned content based on the request, right? So you could write a Node.js server, like an Express app, that changes the returned HTML based on the request and like embeds data in it. And we are not doing that here. We literally have static files that we uploaded to Surge. And when we go to this website, those static files are returned to us. Yeah. But I mean, it's semantics at this point. Like, I mean, you could say that because like it has dynamic behavior, but the files alone are static. Like there is no server-side processing for this app. All right, see you later, Async Scroll. Thanks for being here. So it's like Twitter with live feeds are dynamic. Well, right now the stuff doesn't refresh automatically or anything like that. We would have to add code to do that. But Twitter probably has, I don't know exactly how it works, but they probably have some server-side rendering mixed with like single-page application. Like if we look at the network request here, and I click to go look at my notifications. Yeah, and I have persist logs off. So if I go back to my profile, yeah, you'll notice that these logs aren't clearing, meaning it's not a full page refresh. So that means that at this point, it's behaving like a single page application, in that when I click around, I'm not actually making a full page refresh and a full server request. Behind the scenes, JavaScript is just replacing the content based on what I've decided to click on. Now, that doesn't mean that the initial page load wasn't server-side rendered. So if we look at the initial page load, actually it doesn't look like they're doing any sort of hydrating. Maybe they are. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's just a full-on spa. So when you request Twitter, It's just a bunch of static files, and then from there, it reaches out to like APIs and stuff like that. Interesting. Okay. Great. Semantically, yes. We're talking about semantics. How does a framework work in the background? Yeah, I talked about that earlier. If you check out my YouTube channel, not that. We changed the URL. It's no longer Coding Garden with CJ. It's just Coding Garden. It's just JavaScript. Like behind the scenes, a framework is going to need to do the manual DOM manipulation that you would have had to do yourself, like select an element, replace its contents, create an element, add it as a child of another element. All of that's happening behind the scenes, but it is abstracted away from you so that you write your code in this way. So we basically define, this is our view in terms of our data, and this is our data, and inside of here we can modify that data, we can do what we want to it, but Vue is able to take this data that we've provided and put it into the view itself and change that view if the data ever changes. But behind the scenes, you best believe they're doing like document.createElement or document.appendChild or document.innerHTML or different things like that. Like, absolutely, that code is there. It's just hidden from us, and rightfully so. Like, we don't have to worry about that. We express our app in a very declarative way, and Vue handles how it all works behind the scenes. I'm 7 minutes behind on chat, and I haven't written a single line of code. Welcome to the Coding Garden. But to answer your question, Lou, check out this video. I built like a very simple MVC framework kind of thing. It looks kind of like Vue, but also it's not. There's no virtual DOM, but it shows how things like this could be done. See you later, Unfair. There you go. That's for you, Lou. We mean the script inside HTML code is just you, like PHP. Well, static websites don't have a backend. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the content here is static. It could potentially reach out to an API that is our own or some other API like we're doing, which is we're reaching out to the Reddit API. But the client is still static. But that's different from a server-side rendered Express app, which that content that your browser is loading was generated on demand by the server rather than just being a static file that is just given to the client. Yeah. Well, why computed and not ref or reactive? Because I need that value to recalculate if the underlying data changes. So another example of computed in this case is for this component, we need to determine if it is a video or not. And I could actually embed this expression inside of my template. Like I could literally actually, I could write this code right here where I have is video. But what that would mean is that, I mean, if you're used to React, you could think of this template as your render function. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's HTML, but at the end of the day, this gets compiled into a render function. And if you're familiar with React, that render function will get called anytime state changes, right? Anytime there needs to be a UI update, the render function is going to get called. And what that means is that this expression would need to be re-evaluated. So every render, possibly, it depends on if this component is going to be re-rendered, but every re-render, we would need to actually execute this code. But by wrapping it in a computed property, this code runs once when the component is created, and then it will only ever run again if the dependencies change. So if post changes, or if its underlying properties change, then this will rerun. Otherwise, we only run it once rather than running it on every render. So that's why we're using a computed. Refs or reactive are for state, not really for computed properties. Now, technically, you could use them like that. You could combine ref with watch and create your own computed property, but this is like a ref and a watch all in one. Like, it watches its dependencies and updates this returned state value. Yeah, hi. How does it know it uses poststate.data? You should check out, well, if you really care, I mean, I guess I could try to describe it to you, but you can learn from the creator of Vue itself. If you check out Vue Mastery, Evan Yu has done a course, I believe, on Vue Deep Dive. So this course from the creator of Vue.js talks about how they do dependency management automatically. And I attended a workshop at VueConf like 2 years ago with Evan Yu, and we implemented the basics of reactive properties and like managing those dependencies. But basically, anytime the property or the dependency itself is accessed, we keep track of that, and then we know that those things that are dependent on it need to be alerted. Not alerted, but they need to know if that thing has changed. And so in this case, this computed property is dependent on post. And this one, all of these are dependent on post. But in terms of the view itself, the view is dependent on these computed properties. And so the view will update if the computed properties will change, and the computed properties will recalculate if their underlying dependencies change. But all of the dependencies are automatically kept track of when you use them, whether it's in a template or whether it's in a computed property or in a state value or something like that. But check this out. And I think it's free. Yeah, free lesson. Learn from the creator himself, not just some guy on Twitch. Oh no, you do potentially have to pay for the later lessons. Oh well. Vue Mastery is cool anyways. Check him out. And I think actually so the guy that runs Vue Mastery, I forget his name, but he did a conference talk on the internals of Vue. I forget his name, but let me see if I can find it. Vue Conf internals. Inside Vue components from Loricon. Well, that's from the creator himself. Does anybody know who does Vue Mastery? What's his name? I can look it up. And I'm still 10 minutes behind on chat. About. There he is. But what's his name? Greg Pollock. Introduction to the Composition API. Did I mean VueConf? Sure. It was at VueConf New Orleans. Code splitting? Maybe it's not on there. I don't know. But I don't know. Okay. I'm way behind on chat. We're not going to get to write any code today, but I guess that's okay too, because we're still learning, right? What's up, Brandon? I missed you all. I've been sleeping this week, so I didn't get to see you. No worries. Thanks for being here. What's up, Samyak? All right, here we go. Kanza says, with a composition API, is it still valuable to use Vuex? Yeah. One of the reasons being the Vue DevTools, which I somehow don't have installed. But with using Vuex, very similar to the Redux DevTools, you get to see when actions are fired. You get to see what their payload was. You get to see prior state and next state. You can rewind state. And so you get those benefits using Vuex. Now, if you're just using the composition API with like refs and reactives, I don't know if you get those same benefits. Yeah. The internet is fast. Yes. My uni pushes Java and very little web dev. Yeah, here's the thing. There was this shift a few years ago where all of the client web applications started to get really, really complex and smarter in a way. Because it used to be that you didn't really have so much JavaScript running in the browser, right? It used to be that all of this logic for deciding like how should we render this thing, that would happen on the server side. And the server would actually serve each client a different version of the web page based on the current state of what they requested and what kind of user they are and things like that. But now we build APIs which just serve up data, and we have clients that are extremely complex that just take in that data and decide what to do with it. Now, people still do the server-side rendered route, but it is very common to have like very complex front ends. And I guess why I bring that up is because all of these people that used to write backends and that were very computer science-y with like doing like Java things and C# things and stuff like that, they are now being forced to write client-side applications in JavaScript or TypeScript. Which are much more complex. Why am I mentioning that? I don't know. We're making things very complicated, possibly more complicated than they need to be. I haven't seen any redemptions today, mainly because they're not showing up, and I totally forgot. Oh, there's only 7 of them. That's fine. Thank you for the stretch, TS Legends. 53 minutes ago. And also the posture check, William, thank you. And Mr. Dev King, thank you. DS Legends, thanks for that hydrate. And Cautico, cheers. We're going to do this focus mode after I catch up on chat. We have 2 focus modes. I need to catch up on chat, though. All right, we're going to go quick. We're going to go quick. Yeah, we'll agree to disagree, but you're wrong. But the main, I'll say this, the main reason that I make that distinction is that something like surge.sh only hosts static files. You cannot put a Node.js or a PHP application on a server like this, right? You literally upload your static files here, and that gives you a static website. Now, whether that static website has JavaScript that calls APIs, that's up to the app itself, but it's still just a static website. There is no server-side processing for the app itself. How do they declare or make these extensions for their frameworks, and why? All of that, a lot of that has to do with Webpack loaders. So Webpack is a module bundling system, a module bundler, where you define all of these files, like JavaScript files or Vue files, or you have image files, and they all relate in some way. They import each other in. Like one thing will import a CSS, the other thing will import an image and use it, and Webpack is able to analyze that tree of dependencies and turn it into simple static assets that combine all of these things. And when you have things like Sass, so Sass is not supported by the browser. Sass is a transpiled language that needs to be turned into CSS. So part of linking all of these things is saying, oh, well, I need a loader for Sass. So not only are we linking it, we also need to run it through the Sass transpiler, which in turn creates a CSS file. And so you have similar loaders for Vue files, for JSX files, for EJS files. You basically, people can write custom loaders that say, when I see a file of this type, this is how I can turn it into something that the browser will actually understand. And that's through like the Webpack pipeline. That's your config. Oh, it moved when I touched it. And then that just outputs simple static files. And there are, I'll say this, there are other things like Webpack that do this, but Webpack is what Vue uses and like Create React App uses by default. I always say React isn't that good because JSX being hard to learn. Why is something hard to learn not good? Oh, no, there are more reasons than just that. And I'll point you to my frequently asked questions about React versus Vue. You can look at my tech preferences. Why do I prefer Vue? And here are 2 videos explaining why I think Vue is better than React. And there are different ways to approach that question, right? It's not only is it easier to learn, but also is it easier to maintain? What does the ecosystem look like in terms of how you build things and how you bring in component libraries and other libraries like that? And it's not an easy answer. It's not something that I can answer in just a minute or as a response to your comment. So if you are curious, watch those videos. I will say though, This one, when should I choose Vue over React? That video, I think am I linking to a specific... Putting on some headphones. Yeah. Oh, look at me. Look at my hair. I'm a different person. I'm curious where I put this README though. Vue Q&A. I don't feel like getting into this right now, but basically, one of the major points I was making about React itself is that not the library, but the ecosystem. So when you choose React, you also need to choose how you want to do global state management. And you can use the Context API, you could use Redux, you could use Recoil, you could use MobX, Apollo Client, React Query, RxJS, easy peasy, Zoostan, insert some other state library that has 1,000 stars on GitHub. As a team, at a company choosing React, you're going to have to decide which one of those you want to use. And that's just one choice you need to make. If you're using Vue, you just use Vuex. That's what everyone in the Vue world uses. And then there's this exact same argument for every other thing that you need for a front-end application, for a router. Stop it. Stop asking me this. I've talked about it before. Okay, what's up, D-Hugh? I'm doing pretty good. We're 15 minutes behind on chat. Let's go. All right. Quick. The content is not static. Right. But the files are static, so it's a static website. Yeah, so the content, the Reddit API is not a static website. The Reddit API is a dynamic website because there is server-side code that needs to reach into databases and figure out what is the data that they're going to respond with, and potentially you could make the request to the exact same URL and potentially get back different data, and so that's a dynamic server. And what I mean by static is that we're always getting back the exact same thing no matter what. I don't know why we keep showing this. This is a bad image to show. I need to go to like r/aw or something like that. Oh. This. So the data that is returned is dynamic because it could change. People vote. People do different things. I don't know. Yes. This is what I mean. All you have to do is serve some files and you're done. There is no back-end processing for those files. Yeah. You have one initial page load and then everything after that is API requests, possibly. You're just so wrong in FG Codex. You're so wrong. And I don't know what to do about that. All I can say is that you're wrong. But it's okay. It's okay to be wrong, but you're wrong. Yeah. And like I said earlier, and obviously this is from 15 minutes ago, but the reason that I make the difference is for someone that is new to all of this. There's a clear distinction between server-side rendering versus client-side rendering, and that's the distinction that I make. A static website is a website that basically just uses client-side rendering. Like your initial page load has everything you need to make that website work, except for the underlying data. Whereas server-side rendered apps are potentially a complete page reload on every different page that you go to, and the server is sending back dynamic information based on the request that was made, which is not the case here. And I mean, I think the reason that I drive that point home is because for this website that we are building, which is this Reddit client, all we need to host it and to use it is a static file server, right? Like all we need is something like this. I can literally just give my static files to Surge. It will host it forever for free. Now, if I were to write a server-side rendered backend, that would require a lot more because I need some sort of runtime which can execute the code on the server. And that's very different. Which is why I make that distinction. I realize we're potentially talking about different things, but that's why I make the distinction. All right, 15 minutes of chat flies by. And we need to actually write some code, so let's just do it. Because contrary to what you are seeing right now, I'm actually pretty good at writing code instead of just talking. So let's... Surge is a place for hosting static websites. Check it out there. Right, we're gonna go into focus mode. I think we have 2 focus modes. Yeah, honestly, here's what I gotta do. We have that's too many. That's too many. So why do we need server-side rendering if it's so heavy? Because you potentially there's a whole argument that I'm not talking about here, which is with server-side rendering, you potentially get a faster initial page load, but if a user of your website that's on there longer will potentially download more information over time. Yeah. And then the other aspect is with search engine optimization. Sometimes there are only things that you can do with server-side rendering that you can't do with client-side app. That argument goes much, much deeper, though. Yeah. SEO, search engine optimization. Okay, we're going to do 2 focus modes, and then I'm going to go. It's going to be all the code that we write today. So thank you, Brandon and Bruno, for those focus modes. Everyone else, you get your money back, but Alex, thank you for the hydrate. Oh, you got your points back anyways. I'm going to... All right, here we go. Let's write some code. I think here's what we're going to do. In the next 16 minutes, we're going to make this card look very nice. I think one thing I want to do is I want to move the title above the image. And then for every item, we also want to show like the number of points, the date it was posted, all of that good stuff. So we're going to go from this very blank and boring card to a more interesting card. And let's do it. Right now. I spelled focus. I did it wrong. Like right now. Okay. 2 T's. Here we go. Wait, did I share the link to search? Let me share that really quick. Poor CJ. All right, let's start it up. So I'm going to run serve. That's going to start up the Vue CLI, which is basically a Webpack dev server. So this is a static file server running on my computer that automatically recompiles and transpiles my components and my code anytime something changes, so that I can use it locally. That's the wrong thing. So if I put in the wrong subreddit, we get a nice error. That's cool. Actually, I'm going to fix these styles really quick. So the container needs to take up 100%, so that way it is actually the full background color. Yeah, so let's do this. I'm going to do that first, and then we'll make the card better. This is my app component. It's my top level component, and this is where I'm going to define some global styles. I'm just going to say that the body has a width of 100 view width, has a height of 100 view height, and overflow of hidden. So this should take up the entire web page itself, with no padding and no margin, right? And then our app gets rendered into, like if we look at the structure, it gets rendered into an element with ID app. So that's like the top level element inside of the body. And so I'm going to give that a width and a height of 100%. So it'll take up 100% of the parent. So width, 100%, and a height of 100%. And so now, we can see that the app is the full page. Great. And then inside of that, this div here needs to take up 100% of the available space. And actually, do we even want to put that there? What if we actually put this on our app component? So if we go into, well, not on our app, on our ID app, right? So this top level element, I'm actually going to give it a class of gray darken 4. And then that makes the entire background black. Oh, look at that. So the main reason I did that was you saw that like the content itself would just like shove down. But now, we shouldn't be able to, we need to make the app, or like at least this element. So we have our app. This div is there. We need to make this have overflow scroll, or overflow auto. So when its contents has more, we can actually scroll it like that. Cool. And we'll do that here. Great. Let's make the card better now. One thing I want to do on the specific Reddit post is I want to try to put the title above the image, because to me it's kind of weird to have to scroll past the image to see what the title is, because a lot of times the title, it's like the reading the punchline before reading the actual joke. So what if we just do this? What if we put the content above the card image class? And so all of these classes are coming from Materialize, which is a CSS framework. So I'm gonna do this, see what happens. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. So now the titles are on top. What else do we need? And actually, I'm gonna install the Vue DevTools so I can look at my state and such. Get the Firefox add-on. Oh no, I think I want beta. I want the beta channel because the beta one supports Vue 3. See you later, Robin. Thanks for being here. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, it says I have it. Oh, but you know what? Is it detected? It could be, because this is Vue 3. It's not being detected. Title's on the top, but comments link below the video. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. So we'll do this, and then we have another class content. Yeah. Why the heck not? I like it. Okay. We're making a Reddit client. How do I install do I have to install this manually? Might have to install it manually. Yes, look at this. The Vue DevTools, very cool. What other options do we have? Look at the timeline. Yeah, I cut my hair. I don't know if I'd call it a haircut. I mean, I literally put my hair in a ponytail. I took some scissors and I cut off the top of the ponytail. And that was it. Where do I see state? I guess I can see that on an individual component. So I see subreddit, I see Reddit post. Let me see the post. Okay. These are all the properties we have available to us. I think points is a thing. What could go wrong? Trust GitHub as an add-on source? What could? Oh, did I trust it? Oh, I knew. Look, it's the right repo. Vue.js DevTools. I know this is the right one. Okay. I actually honestly just want to look at these properties one by one to see if any of them will be useful to me, because there are things that I have not found yet, or the things that I don't know about. Author, auto moderator. I think we want to put the author, right? If we take a look at how Reddit does it, it says posted by, and then it has the author's name. So I am not opposed to that. We could put that right below the title. Something like posted by. And it's actually, this could be a link to the author themselves. So if we add an A tag, the href, we're going to bind this to be an expression. So it's https://www.reddit.com/u/ their username. And so it's just post.author. And so if you're new to Vue, this is basically how the templates work. Like in React, you use curly braces, and then you just can have a JavaScript expression inside of it, which could be like a backtick string. But in this case, I tell it that I want to bind it, and then I can define the expression inside of it. Is there a reason why the post.title span HTML tag is exploded this way? Oh, I think that's the auto formatter by Vter. So if I say format document with Vter, it does interesting things like that, depending on the number of attributes and stuff like that. Cool. And so that. But then if I want to show a value inside of the HTML, then I use handlebars. So that goes there. Let's see what happens. It's not there at all. Oh, no, that's the deployed one. We want to show the local one. Posted by auto moderator, and it should go to reddit.com/u/the user themselves. Posted by Chris. Look at that. It works. Though I think auto moderator might be broken for some reason. Great. I like that. So I'm actually going to install a library for that. We're only going to be here for like seven more minutes, but I really like the time ago library. I'm looking at my current dependencies. Yeah, so there's time ago JS. Which one? I think it's timeago.js. What's the best resource to learn Vue? The docs, honestly. I mean, I have a lot of I don't know why I just patted my belly, but I have a lot of Vue videos on my YouTube channel. But the docs are fantastic. And also check out Vue Mastery. I think they have some free courses. And then Academind has some really good videos on YouTube. Well, thank you, Burjones. We have a YT command. We have a YouTube command. There it is. Oh, we need to update that. This URL is broken. Can one of the mods update it? Just remove with CJ from that. I'm still looking for a Lincoln time ago library for timestamps like 7 years ago. This would be fun. Doc, remind me of this. This would be fun to build on stream, honestly. We could do like really weird time units. Like there's a score. There's probably other time units that we don't know about. Yeah, Academind is great. All right, I think this is the library that I want. It's got 158,000 weekly downloads. Let's look at their website. That's how I'll know if I really want to use it. I think official website. This is the one because it's super simple. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to install it. So I literally just install it as a dependency, and then in the post component, I'm going to import it in, and I'll have a computed property that is the time ago for this specific post. So after this, we should be able to do this, and then just do timeago.format. So in the Reddit post, we're going to create a computed property called post time, I guess. I don't know. But it's a computed property because if for whatever reason the post date changes, then well, no, I don't want to do that. I need to import it, then I can use it. But yeah, for whatever reason the post date changes, this will automatically show that recalculate that time ago. Okay, so then I can do timeago.format right here. And I need to pass in post.something. I don't know what that property is. Let's find out. Post dot created. Created UTC, I guess. Does time ago work with a? Yeah, it does. You can pass in a beautiful Post.created. And now I'll make post time available as a property. And then we'll just use it. So posted 2 hours ago by, or whatever the post time will be. That should do it. Posted 50 years ago by auto moderator. Nice. These are all really, really old posts. Do I need to like multiply by 1,000? I think I need to multiply by 1,000. Perfect. Let's see what happens if I post by 1,000, or if I multiply by 1,000. That's what I need to do. Ship it. Awesome. So I'm curious what all this extra space is here. I just need to refresh the page. Why 1,000? Because the timestamp that we get back from the Reddit API is in seconds instead of milliseconds, and JavaScript dates, and especially this, expect it to be in milliseconds, which is why we multiply by 1,000 to convert the seconds to the milliseconds. But yeah, I'm curious, what is this little extra space? We'll add a few more properties and then I'm done. I guess it's because we have this as the card content. What happens if I remove the class card content and just like add some padding to it? Cukely, thank you for that 4-month resub. Heart. Cool. Yeah, so it removes the padding, but let me just copy that padding and only do top padding. So this has a padding of 24 pixels. And actually, we'll put it back. We'll put the card content class back. But I'm going to create a class called like title info, and that's going to remove the bottom padding. So title info has a padding bottom of 0 pixels. That should bring it in. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay. What else do we need? What else do we need to show? The timestamps in the future are because the time zone is wrong. Posted, in 3 hours. I see. Yeah, maybe I need to do, you're right. There's that other property, created _ UTC. That's what we want. 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago. I would think, I mean, we can compare it to the real website and see what it tells us. Yeah, 2 months ago, 2 days ago, 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Cool. All right. I'm basically out of time. So this is all we got working. What are some other properties that I can add like really, really quick? I guess I could show the number of comments, right? Let's see what other properties we have. So this is just a client. We do not have a server. The server, the API that we're calling is the Reddit API. We are not in control of that. We're only in control of the client, and it is deployed. But we put it on a website called Surge. I can't scroll. I need more space. This. Any other thoughts as to what we can add really quick? We have created. We have domain. Oh, do we have the link? Yeah, so actually we're linking this content here. Or are we? Oh, because it has a class activator. I see. Technically, we want the title to link to the permalink. Or to the URL. Stop it. Yeah, I'm feeling really bad about telling who was it? NGFX? They were wrong. I'm sorry. I hope you're still here. NF? Does anyone remember their name? NFG Codex. we have a differing of opinion. And I mentioned why I had the opinion that I had. And the main reason is to differentiate the fact that we can deploy it in the way that we're deploying it. I hope you know that I did not mean to offend you when I said that you were wrong. It's semantics at this point. Make it automatically hide reposts and click. I mean, we could try to make a better Reddit client that does that kind of thing. Yeah, let's show the score. Let me see if I can find the score. That's the last thing we'll add. And next time we'll try to write more code. This was fun though. It seems like there are quite a few people that were new to Vue and new to this kind of coding today. So we just answered a lot of stuff, which is totally fine. Number of comments. So we have it. How does Reddit do it? Oh, they show 95 comments. I'm not opposed to that. We literally have the num comments, so we could use that. $108 comments. Let's put it inside the link. Hey, Aknot now. Hola, senor. Say jota. Thank you for the resub. If there's only one comment, remove the S. I'm going to add a to-do for that. Pluralize. Are we in a hype train? Oh, buddy. I thank you all. We could add an icon. Somebody mentioned points. We should show score. Yeah, so how does the score show up on Reddit? They put it here. And they abbreviate the number. Careless Hippo, thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. I think I'm just going to put the number to the left of the title. Let's see what happens. So it's literally just dot score. $19.99. How can we style this? What's a better way to display it? We could do like a materialized chip or something like that. Let's see. Components, or like a badge. Yeah, something like this, Oknot now, thank you for the 100 bits. New class equals badge. I think that's all we got to do. So we just put it in a like that. Huh. That for some reason pushed it to the right. What other badges do we have? Do I have to use the new class? New badge. Blue. Let's see what this looks like. I don't want the new keyword though. Great. I guess we could use our green color that we've already decided to use. But I'm gonna put this here inside of the class title. So that way it'll be just like right to the left of the title. JavaScript memes? Is that a thing? That's funny. It's not a very active subreddit. You can see the post from like a month ago. Okay. I'm just actually very curious why this has decided to like float right. Yeah, we could do it a proxy. Yeah, so instead of showing the full number, I think for now we're going to show the full number. Okay, this is the whole element. Oh, I see. Badges float themselves, so do they need a container? Oh, badges always float themselves, right? I see. Okay. Cool. Isn't there something like chips or something like that? Oh, thank you, Milky Dad. What's up? Breadcrumbs, cards, collections, action buttons, nav bar. Well, I feel like there should be a lot more components than what there are. Cool. So because it's a badge, it automatically floats itself right. Is there any way to turn off that float? Guess we can just add a custom class to it. And we need to pick a better green. And then I'm done. I am done. So if I look at the nav bar, we can see what color green we're using there. Oh, it's literally just green. So that's great. So I'm gonna make these have a badge. They're gonna be green, and then I'm gonna create a class that's called no float, and that's just literally gonna turn the float off. Nice. And then I probably need to make the text white. How do we do that? Text, white dash text. The class left will override to the left. Oh, float left. I'm not opposed to that. So let's do that. But then we probably need to add a little padding. Did I do that wrong? Is it white dash text? There we go. That's looking better. Let's give it a little bit of margin on the right. Let's call this score. Hey, Bosifius, thank you for that 4-month resub. Very much appreciated. Okay, score is going to have a margin, right, of 8 pixels. And let's also give it a border radius of 10 pixels. Would you look at that? These are very low scoring posts. This is not a very popular subreddit. Let's go to r/programming humor. We're going to end the stream with some programming meme review. Wait, what happened? Why does it look like that? It must have been like a cached component or something like that. Wait, programmer humor. Drop a display flex on it? For vertical centering, is that what you mean? Please clarify. I think you mean for vertical centering. Let's do it. Like so. So I'm going to create this class. We're going to give it a display of flex. And it'll automatically have... It'll have automatic height. And I guess it already has a width of 100%. So we just need to do... Justify content center. No, that's not it. Align item center. First try. It's not working. Let's take it. Oh, it's floated. It's floated. So I'm pretty sure floats are outside of the flexbox. Yeah. We can't. If that's the case, then we cannot float it. So we're gonna add back that. Actually, we'll put it on score. Float none. And that should do it. There we go. Beautiful, beautifully vertically centered, center aligned. However, it's now like missing some padding. I mean, we could have just styled this ourselves instead of trying to use the badge class, but yeah, 5 pixels of padding, 10 pixels of padding. That's too much. 6 pixels of padding. That's pretty good. All right, we're gonna end the stream with some jokes and memes, and for those of you that are non-technical, I'm going to attempt to explain the joke so that you can benefit from the humor. Is it actually vertically centered now, though? It looks like it's a little bit off. Oh, well, we'll fix it next time. All right, first joke. 22,000 upvotes posted 9 hours ago by Loser of All Trade. There are 2 kinds of developers. All right, 2 people see a fire. One of them puts it out immediately. The other person lets that fire get bigger and bigger, and then they yell out loud, "Hey everyone, we have a big problem here." And then they put out the fire. And they're thrown into the air, exclaimed as our hero. It's pretty accurate. I mean, and this doesn't only apply to developers. It's basically people that like care about getting credit for something instead of just like actually doing the thing that needs to be done. Whereas the guy in the green shirt, he fixes it immediately. He's like, look, there's a fire. Let's put it out now. If we let it sit there any longer, it's going to get worse. We're just going to do it. The other person, I guess there's also like an underlying meaning here as well, because no matter how big that fire got, he was still able to put it out with the same fire extinguisher. Yeah, people that cause the problem and then fix it and are cheered for it. So which one got the promotion? Oh, the guy in the blue shirt, of course. The world's not fair. But it's funny. And I think this is not specific to developers. You could use this comic for any job or thing people do. Okay. This has 984 upvotes, posted 10 hours ago by Consti219. The title is I'm the Future. All right, reverse Turing test. Halt! Robots only. AI test required. No humans allowed. Classify this. 0.97 giraffe. Calculating or like loading. Correct. Come on in, fellow robot. So, here's the joke. This is actually a human being hiding inside of a trash can pretending to be a robot. And they need to classify this image. And in the world of like machine learning and neural networks, it's very common for classification algorithms to like get things wrong because they kind of look like something else. So even though that to me as a human that looks like a block of cheese, they have classified it as 97% sure that it's actually a giraffe. And because the robot is the one giving the test and analyzing the result, they have a flawed recognition engine as well. So they are passed as a human, as a robot instead of a human. Yeah. What do I recommend? Be blue or be green? It's up to you. Whatever you prefer. Okay. Relevant XKCD. Let's take a look. Tasks. When a user takes a photo, the app should check whether they're in a national park. Sure, easy GIS lookup. Give me a few hours. And check whether the photo is of a bird. I'll need a research team in 5 years. Yeah, that's always a good one. In CS, it can be hard to explain the difference between the easy and the virtually impossible. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one. 45,000 votes. The title is Programmers Like Cooking. Posted 23 hours ago by JasoX. Why programmers like cooking? You peel the carrot, you chop the carrot, you put the carrot in the stew. You don't suddenly find out that your peeler is several versions behind and they drop support for carrots in 4.3. It's pretty funny. Basically all it means in the world of software, like things move fast. You could be using an older version of something and all of a sudden it's no longer supported, so you have to upgrade, and then all of your time is spent upgrading instead of actually writing code. I mean, you could run into that problem with cooking because the food could be expired. I don't know. I'm not going to break this joke apart too much. It's fun. It's kind of funny. We'll go with that. I only have one video on Nux. I haven't used Nux that much. All right, last one, and then I got to go for real. 275 upvotes. The title is Experimentally Proven, posted 5 hours ago by Greybound Fur. It's a well-known fact that you must spin a USB 3 times before it will fit. From this, we can gather that a USB has 3 states: the up position, the down position, and superposition. Until the USB is observed, it will stay in the superposition. Therefore, it will not fit until observed, except for in cases of USB tunneling. That's why it's USB 3. No, I mean, as a technical person, I've seen this joke before. I'm sure I have something with USB on it nearby that I can demonstrate with. Yeah. Demonstration. I'll give you a hint, though. If you look at your USB plug, one of the sides has a third dot, the side with a face. Typically, that's the side that goes up. But it also depends on the USB ports that you're plugging into. But yeah, you probably all have done this. You try to plug it in, it doesn't work. You turn it over, you plug it in, it also doesn't work. You turn it over one more time and it does work. That's the joke. And then it's mixed with some quantum mechanics and superposition. I can tell how ancient this repost is from the age of the Intel logo. Yeah. So what if it's vertical? I have no idea. You have to just remember left or right. No, this sort of joke website, but in French. Oh, I have no idea. I mean, there might be a French subreddit. I don't know if I don't know. If anybody knows, let them know. I will share this with you. I mean, this is the where I'm reading the post from. And thank you all for that hype train. Yeah, all right, I gotta go now. This has been fun. I'm going to end with this one because it's really funny. All right, this one has 16,769 upvotes. It was posted 1 day ago by Splinter, and the title is Frowny Face. And it's Bart from The Simpsons, and he's writing on the whiteboard, Excel is not a database. 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 So there's multiple levels to this joke. First of all, if you're familiar with The Simpsons, at the beginning of every Simpsons episode, there's a scene where Bart is basically having to write something on the board because he got in trouble. Obviously, I don't think this was a legit thing. I think they put the text on it, but it's funny because, yeah, in recent news, the UK government, and people are mentioning it in the chat, the UK government was using an Excel file as their database to hold all of the COVID information, like who had been tested and all of that. And I'll say, as someone that's been in the professional world of coding for a very long time, a lot of people attempt to use something like Excel as a database, and it's just not meant for it. I mean, especially on something that's the scale of an entire country. But for most things, it's not a good database. I mean, it's good to start. It's good to start and get an idea for like what your data is and how you might store it. But at a point, you potentially need a real database, or you potentially upgrade to Access, which is only a little bit better because it's not exactly like a scalable database like Postgres or MySQL or something like that. This is fine. So that's the joke, is that you should not use Excel as a database. All right, we're going to end it there. I'm going to push up this code. If you do !working on, you can get a link to this current code. And next time we'll write some more code. When's the next stream? I have no idea. Follow, join the Discord. I appreciate you for showing up early, actually, even though, like, technically on the schedule it says I wasn't going to start streaming until right now, but I have to go to work. I appreciate you. All of you, thank you for all the supports. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the follows. We're going to do a raid. And Bosifius, thank you again for that 4-month Twitch Prime resub. Ton of supports today. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the hydrates, Mr. Demon Wolf. Yeah, thank you, Rate. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Razor. I enjoyed my stay. Nice. Thanks for being here, Nerdophile. But yeah, we're gonna do a raid. Check out the raid messages here. And that's your sub message, if you're a sub. And if you're not a sub, this is your raid message. Your raid message. Copy or paste one of those wherever we go. Send that message. Share the love. That was quite dynamic. Thank you, WW. Share the love. If you see NGFX, tell them that we still love them and we're sorry if we offended them. But wherever we go, drop a follow, share the love, all that good stuff. And like I said, next stream, likely Monday. Also likely Friday, but we'll see. If you follow, you'll get notified when I actually do go live. And I thank you all for showing up today. Alrighty, wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.